Hello, welcome to the kitchen. Today we are going to be making some recipes that are going to give us some great nutrients for brain boosting. We are today going to be preparing a roasted salmon rainbow bowl with a bang bang sauce. And the salmon is going to be a great source for brain nutrients, things like it's rich in omega-3 fatty acids, both EPA and DHA, omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for maintaining integrity of our brain, and also very rich in vitamin D, which is a fat-soluble vitamin. Very difficult to get vitamin D in food sources that are not fortified or enriched. We do get vitamin D from the sunshine, but salmon is a great source of vitamin D, and one serving of salmon can provide us with in between 360 to 900 international units of vitamin D, varying on the type of salmon that's used. Salmon is also a great source of B vitamins and also, again, rich in protein, especially proteins that are going to be precursors for things like serotonin. And then we also are going to be having health benefits in this recipe from edamame. So edamame is a great plant-based protein. 1 cup of edamame is going to provide about 18.5 grams of protein that is complete and provides all the essential amino acids that our bodies need. Edamame is also not only very easy to use in recipes, you can get it shelled and it comes in frozen bags, and then all you need to do is quickly thaw it. But edamame is great for sources of fiber, folate, magnesium, as well as omega-3s. And then we've got so many different colors in this rainbow recipe of vegetables. Each different color of our vegetables provides us with unique phytochemicals that are going to provide protection from our cells from damage from free radicals, and so acts as antioxidants. Each unique color from our vegetables provides different unique phytochemicals that we really can't get from other vitamins or foods. And so eating this variety of colors of vegetables is really going to also help boost our brain health. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. I have my oven on 425, and we are going to be using the oven to roast our salmon. And so I have here these 1¼ pounds of salmon fillet. The skin is still on the salmon, so I want to show everybody how to remove the skin. All right, if you have not had that removed already. So I have this rinsed and patted dry. I'm just going to start in one corner with a sharp, larger knife, and I'm going to try to separate the flesh of the salmon from that skin. And then I'm just going to use my knife, and I'm going to help separate the skin from the flesh or the meat of the salmon. All right, and so you just have to do this kind of carefully. And once you get both corners started, then, and I like to do this on a paper towel, just so if there's any scales that come off from the skin, that I can just kind of wipe that onto the paper towel. All right, and then once you get it started, you really can kind of pull away. Again, use your knife as a way to separate. And there we go. And so I'm just going to flip this off the paper towel, and I'm going to then work on a piece of tin foil that I have laid out here. Now we're also going to need a baking sheet. I have another baking sheet lined as well with foil that we preparing in the oven on. What I want to do next is just kind of score the salmon flesh diagonally with some cuts, and this will help to bring the marinade really into the salmon, and will give it a great texture and flavor. So I'm going across first. I'm not going all the way through, but almost all the way through. And I would say that the rows are about 1 inch in thickness. And then I'm going to start in the other direction, again, about 1 inch apart, not all the way through. And I'm just going to score the salmon. This will also make it easier to separate bite-sized pieces into the bowls that we are going to assemble once we have that baked out of the oven. Now I'm going to transfer this to my baking. Yeah, another trick that I have here is that I'm going to kind of roll up the edges a little of the foil so that when we pour our marinade over the salmon, it doesn't roll off and go into the baking sheet. We really want to kind of keep the marinade focused on the salmon. So I'm just kind of making a little, almost like a tray on itself. Okay. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and make our marinade. So I have here 1/4 cup of either gluten-free soy sauce or tamari. And then what we are going to do is add that to 2 tablespoons of honey. Okay. Also, what we're going to add is about 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 2 minced garlic cloves. And then we are going to really stir this up well to get the honey all mixed in with either the tamari or the gluten-free soy sauce, the olive oil, and the garlic. And then once this is really well mixed, we're just going to kind of spoon this over our salmon fillet, trying to get the garlic kind of evenly spread out. All right, that looks pretty good. And again, make sure that the corners of your foil are really pointed upwards so that everything stays and doesn't pour off, okay? And then this is going to basically go in a 425-degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes or until it's thoroughly baked through. And it really should be about 135 degrees or so with a thermometer if you test that for the fish. Okay, so we're going to put this in the oven. All right, and then we are going to go ahead and get our other ingredients prepared. So for the salmon rainbow bowl, I have here about 2 cups of brown rice. All right. The other benefit of brown rice is that it has more fiber, and that fiber will also help maintain our blood sugar levels more constantly or more consistently instead of rapid highs and drops. And that also can just help us with mood, you know. So I've got here 2 cups of brown rice. You could also use a combination of rice and quinoa for this recipe, and that works great. Then I also have about 4 cups of rinsed baby greens. I've got 1 cup of edamame. I've got 2 sliced green onions. I've got some red cabbage that's shredded here. I've got carrots here that are shredded as well. And so these are all going to be part of our beautiful rainbow bowl. All right. And then we are going to go ahead and assemble our bang bang sauce as well. So the bang bang sauce is going to require about 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. And to that, we are going to be adding about 2 tablespoons of sweet chili sauce. I'm going to add that in. It's like a sweet chili dipping sauce, all right? Also, about the juice of 1 lime, or about 1.5 tablespoons. Right, and let's give that a stir to just incorporate the lime juice and the sweet chili sauce into the mayonnaise before we add the next ingredient. So the next things are going to add a little more spice, and this is based on your own personal preference, all right? So the first thing we're going to be adding is about 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. All right. And then comes the optional. So this is about 1.5 teaspoons of sriracha, more or less depending on what you like. And that is really going to make the bang bang sauce just give it a little more heat. All right. So again, we're just giving this all a stir. Okay. And so we're going to start to assemble our rainbow bowl. I have here a large bowl here. And in the bowl, we're going to start with the base of our baby greens. You could also use spinach. You could use cooked spinach or sauteed spinach if you wanted to not use raw lettuce. And this is about 1 cup should go in your base. All right. And then we will go ahead and add all of the parts of our rainbow. So starting with our red tomatoes, I'm going to add in here. And then I'm going to add orange carrots. The yellow peppers. I'm going to add the green edamame. And I'm also going to add the cabbage for our purple. Okay. And then our carbohydrate source will be our brown rice. So that's going to be about 1/2 cup serving. And then our salmon will be coming out of the oven in a minute, and we will be placing that on top, served with the bang bang sauce on the very top. All right, so our salmon is now out of the oven and really nice and golden brown on the top. The garlic is just nice and crisp and well cooked through with the fish. And so this is going to be perfect to place now on top of our rainbow bowl. So I'm just going to take a serving of about 3.5 ounces and put that right in the center. Yum, smells so good. And then I'm going to top it off with a little green onion. And I'm also going to drizzle the bang bang sauce over the bowl. And this looks so delicious. You can also add a little salt and pepper if you want. And just to top it off. And we have a very beautiful brain boosting meal set forth here. And I hope you enjoy.